All right. Can you hear me, everyone? Can I get someone can hear me?
Sure can. Yep, got
Great.
some chats.
Thank you. Okay. Hi, everyone. Good morning. This is Veronica Fiorella, and I just wanted to give you all one piece of information before we get started. This is part one of a three-part session. This is being recorded, and we are going to be working with each and every one of you to make sure you can master this amazing system. But this is my message for you. We have created a username for each and every one of you. Some of you have already logged in. And you need to know that we used the email that we assigned you, your Equity Union email. So some of you have that. You should all have that. It typically is your first name dot your last name at equityunion.com. Some of you have a slightly different version of the Equity Union email. So that is your username when you're logging in. Your password is password1 with a capital P. What we are asking today is, after we're done with this class, if you are going to use a different email address for your business, you have your own domain or you have a Gmail that you've been using for years, you need to send me a request, Veronica at equityunion.com. Tell me that you want to change your username to a different email, and we will facilitate getting that done in the next 24 hours. Then when you log in, you'll be logging in with the email address of your choice. It's really important, if you're going to use a different email for your business, which many of you do, or you have a domain, you want to use that email, or you have a Gmail account that you'd rather use, you need to send me the request, Veronica at equityunion.com, and we will change your username on the system, and we'll make sure that happens in the next 24 hours. Thanks so much, everyone.
All right. Thank you for that kickoff. That's definitely a good thing to know. And thank you for letting us all know your password. So if anyone needs to reach out to Veronica, you can definitely, she can assist you with changing your login. All right, so let's dive in. Some of you have already been in kvCORE, which is pretty cool. Most of you have not. So first, we're going to take a little half step back and we're going to talk about Inside Real Estate. So Inside Real Estate is the company that makes kvCORE and Core Listing Machine and Core Present. And here, our goals are to be a true tech partner with you. We have a team of seasoned executives with many, many years of experience in the space, and we strive to be a partner who brings you reliable tools and technology to help you grow your business. Our philosophy is to drive agent and team results, to enhance your brand differentiation, to drive profitable growth, right? We're all here because we want to do more business, and to be a reliable tech partner. So what that means to you is that the tools and the technology that we provide to you are here to help you grow. We want to hear your feedback when it comes to the platform. You can always submit that to us via support. I'll show you how to do that, because our goal is to create tools and technology that are going to help you drive profitable growth, that are going to help you enhance your brand differentiation and stand out amongst the crowd. So let's talk a little bit more about what each of these tools do. So with kvCORE, it's a comprehensive platform designed to run your entire business. You can generate new leads from within here. You can nurture those leads, convert those leads, and even work your sphere. You can promote your listings from within kvCORE and run your transactions to make clients for life. There's lots of business intelligence and insight within kvCORE. So instead of needing to log into one place to get leads and another place to nurture those leads and another place to promote those listings, it's all in one spot. You can even connect your outside sources of leads as well. So for example, if you're running your own Facebook ads, or if you have a realtor.com or something like that that's giving you leads, you can set it up to drop everything right into kvCORE. So that way this becomes your hub, your one-stop shop for any of your needs. We also have this pretty cool marketplace. It's kind of like going to the restaurant. Like kvCORE already provides you with your full meal, even your appetizer in there. But if you want to pick out from that dessert menu, we've got lots of options in the marketplace for you, from lead generation and lead nurture to your website to coaching. There's all kinds of additional things that you can add on if you want to. So as we're going through today and we are learning all about kvCORE and our different products, it's important to think about, what does success look like? Well, you want to make sure that you have the right technology. And kvCORE provides that solution. It's an all-in-one solution designed to grow with you as your business grows. It's the right technology because it's mobile enabled, right? We have a mobile app you can take with you on the go that does pretty much almost everything that the desktop version does. So you don't need to stop and open up your computer every time you want to log a phone call. You can do that right in the palm of your hand. And it's agent empowered, meaning that the leads that you bring into the system are safe and private to you. There's the right plan in place. We're not just going to say, okay, here's kvCORE, good luck. We are going to step by step teach you how to use this system. Yes, there is even a step-by-step checklist. Okay, so there are videos to watch. There's like knowledge checks in there, and then there's check-in trainings with me. So as Veronica mentioned, this is the first session of a 3-part series. So there's a little bit of work to do between our next sessions, and I'm going to point that out to you as well. And then there's the right activities, right? So that checklist that I mentioned, we don't just, hey, go push this button for fun. It's so that way you can know what activities are important for your business. What does it look like for you when a consumer asks a question on your website? Right? That's something that you want to respond to. And we make sure you don't miss that. We send you notifications. You can also check on that within the kvCORE platform. Let's make sure you know what you need to be doing to achieve your goals. Right? Let's get you started generating leads, right? In our program, we have you use the lead generation tools. Let's get you started so that way you can already see the power of the system just right from day one. So that's being a successful tech partner, having the right technology, the right plan, the right activities for you and your business goals. So kvCORE is that solution to run your entire business. There's lead generation, there's lead nurture. You all have Course Social, so those provide both of those, lead generation and nurture. You have powerful websites that are designed to make you the portal of information. And I'll show you those today as well. Not only do the websites sit there like websites do, but they work for you. They are lead generating tools. So people register on your site and then you have someone to follow up with. But they don't just sit there and do that. They also give you really, really valuable consumer insight. So you can know what your consumers are looking at and you can know when they become a hot lead, right? Did they just save a property to come back to at a later date? Did they look at this same property 3 times? Like that shows a peak of interest. So we let you know when they do those key behaviors, we alert you to their behaviors and we reach out to them. Hey, I see you favorited 123 Main Street. Is there anything about that property I can look into and get back to you with more information? Right, real quick, nice communication, right? Quick, short text message sent on your behalf. So that way we're operating with speed to lead as well. Right? We want to make sure that we're nurturing our leads, keeping them warm. So that way, when they're ready to move forward in their real estate journey, we are the first person they think about. And that's what the kvCORE tools help you do. There's tools in here, again, to promote your listings, including Core Listing Machine. There's a complete CRM where you can go to manage all of your leads in one spot. You can even send out mass emails to 250 people at one time. It's not a group email. It's not a BCC. It's a mass email. So all of those people think they got an individual email from you. You can even add these like little personalizations, like, adding in a first name. Hey, Christina. Hey, Maisie. Hey, Veronica, right? So it's nice and personalized to them. There's those mobile apps that I mentioned. There's both an agent and a consumer-facing mobile app, and I'll show you that next. So that agent app, that kvCORE mobile app, I kind of call it the digital assistant, right? 'Cause it's where you can take kvCORE with you on the go. You can do lots of the things on the mobile app that you can do on the desktop. So for example, if you want to schedule a call, you can just do that right in the app. You don't need to open up your laptop to do that. If you want to log a call, you can do that in the mobile app. If you want to send listings to a contact, if you want to adjust the search alerts that they're on, right? You just got done doing some showings for a client. Let's adjust the alerts that they're on to match the new feedback that they just gave you. My personal favorite feature, you can see showcased here in the center. This is our mobile dialer. So this gives you a list of people that you should call today. It's people that are scheduled by you. It's people that we say, hey, this is a hot lead, you need to call them. So they're scheduled by us. And it's your list of people to get done today. So you can log into kvCORE on the desktop and see that, or you can do that on the mobile app. You can also manage your push notifications from here. So that way, you know, did I just get a new lead? Is there a question on my website I need to respond to? You can decide if you want push notifications or text notifications. How do you want kvCORE to talk to you? So that's all in the palm of your hand. The other mobile app, the consumer-facing app, is the kvCORE Open House app. Now, I love this, right? Because usually when you have an open house, you know, you prep for it, you advertise for it, you get people there, and then they sign in. And then you clean up your open house and you pack up, you go to a showing, you have an open house the next day, you get another list of people, you pack up, you spill coffee on your list. You know, it takes time. And then you have to add your people into your CRM. Then you have to follow up with those people. But with this app, it drops your contacts right into kvCORE automatically anytime you're on Wi-Fi. And if you're not on Wi-Fi, that's okay. You can sync it when you get home. And the cool thing about that, the whole overarching theme here with kvCORE is it's not just generating leads, but it's also lead nurture. So these leads that come in from your website, from the open house app, from your outside sources, we then put them on a smart campaign. A smart campaign is a pre-created follow-up system, like it's an action plan. It's automatically sent emails, it's automatically sent text messages, it's those scheduled calls for me, it's a plan of action. So all my open house leads will go on a plan of action on a smart campaign. They'll also get put on search alerts. So that way they're getting updated with new listings that they're likely going to be interested in. And all of this happens because you have them sign in on the app as opposed to having them sign in on an old-fashioned sheet. So pretty darn cool. Let's go ahead and let's dive in, right? And that's enough slides for me. It's probably enough slides for you. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So in kvCORE, and yes, Chris, thank you for chatting out how to access crm.equityunion.com. Log in with your Equity Union email and the password one. That's where you can go to log into kvCORE. So thank you for chatting that out. When you're in kvCORE, you're going to see the dashboard, right? So today, I'm going to give you an overview. I'm going to give you a tour of kind of, okay, where am I going to access things in the future? What I want you to do is take notes on the tools that seem most interesting to you, because you do not need to learn every single bell and whistle within kvCORE. It is my job to show you the bells and whistles, right? It is your job to decide, do I like the bells or do I like the whistles? Do I like a combination of the two, right? So you don't need to do every single thing here in kvCORE. So I just want you to know that, right? Joey, the login information, if you scroll up through the chat, it's in there just a couple minutes ago. You can check it out in there. And if you need help, I think Chris can assist you. Yeah. So when you're in kvCORE, you have your dashboard, right? My dashboard is my organization hub. I can see any company announcements. If you log in, you'll notice that our next training is already posted in there, so you can plan for it. This is where I'm going to post the recording from today, so you can view it here within 24 hours. You know, if you want to catch up on anything. This is also where you can see what needs your attention, right? kvCORE is all this automation that's in place. It's got my smart campaigns or my follow-up systems that tell me when I should call which person. It's got my behavioral alerts that tell me, okay, this person favorited a property, you should call them. Or it tells me this person looked at this property 3 times, but you haven't called them in a week, you should call them, right? So I can keep track of my portion in my summary, right? So kvCORE is sending out emails for me. It's doing scheduling my tasks for me. This is my portion of communicating and nurturing my leads and my contacts. It's logging in and completing my summary. Now, these calls, remember, they're either scheduled by me or they're scheduled for me based on a follow-up system, or they're scheduled for me because this person is a hot lead or they're kind of cooling off, right? So kvCORE makes sure I don't miss any hot opportunities. There's a very specific list of behavior that they look for here. Things like, okay, did they, save a property, but you haven't called them in the last week? Did they look at properties in the last 6 months, but you haven't called them in the last month? Like kvCORE is going to schedule that for you so you don't miss out on any opportunities. So we do the scheduling. Your job is to come in here and do those calls and tasks. Right? My tasks, they might be things like set up a market report, like a reminder that I set for myself. They might be a weekly check-in. That's one task that you'll get a lot is, hey, check in with this person. It's a once a week reminder for certain lead types, which I'll talk about in a minute. Right? But your job is to log in and do your calls and tasks every day. The other thing you'll probably do is look at your activity stream. So my activity stream is any kind of behavior I might want to know about, right? So there's things like, okay, here's a new lead. I probably want to know about that. It's going to show me all property views, right? Some of that I want to know about, some of that I, might be a lot. Like Dan just kind of hangs out. He looks at a lot of leads or a lot of properties, but he looks all over the place. He's still kind of trying to figure himself out. I see another new lead. I see Jenna has a new listing presentation that I made for her, so I can access it through here. I can look and see, are people texting me? Have they sent text messages to my smart number, to my digital phone number? Do I have anyone who's been asking questions about properties on my website? I want to make sure I'm responding to these people quickly. Do I have any showing requests that I want to look at? So my big takeaway here is that I can see all of my activity, or I can zoom in to specific topics and specific things that I want to look at. Now, when you first log in, so for those of you who have already jumped in there, you probably won't see anything in your activity stream. That's to be expected. It's because you don't have leads and contacts in your system yet who are doing activity. Right? Jenna here has been in my system for a while. She is on regular search alerts. She is on a smart campaign. So I'm building my relationship and my rapport with her. That's why I have lots of properties that Jenna has viewed. If I want to see specifically what Jenna has done instead of everyone all mixed together, I can do that. I can click on her name and it takes me to a full record of my history with this person. So I can see everything that we've communicated through kvCORE since I've had them in kvCORE. So as I'm in here and I'm looking at Jenna, I can see where she is on her client journey. We call this the status, right? So where is this person? How close are they to becoming a closed client, right? A closed deal for me. Is she a sphere? If she's a sphere, that's someone who likely could be a past client, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a neighbor. A sphere is someone that I don't think at this time is going to move forward into closed, right? At least as far as kvCORE is concerned. So I'm going to describe this status along the client journey and the way kvCORE is designed. So you might think of your sphere differently, and that's okay. Right? But I just want you to know the way kvCORE kind of thinks about it with our smart campaigns. So my sphere, friends, family, past clients from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, even a year ago, neighbors, PTA, kids, parents, friends like that, those are going to be my sphere. When I talk to them, my Smart Campaign, my plan of action that I have them on, I am mostly going to be asking them for referrals, and just generally checking in with them, right? That's usually what I do with my sphere. So it's just a nice reminder. I kind of think about it. I'm like, oh, it just makes sure that I'm the type of friend I wish I was anyway. So kind of cool. Um, then there's my prospects, right? There's kind of an invisible line here in my brain. Prospects are people that you have some kind of information for, and you anticipate and hope that they are going to work their way down into closed, right? So prospects, huge amount of people could be here, right? You might have for sale by owners, right? They're interested in real estate. They're just not really interested in you yet. That's okay. Other prospects might be open house leads, right? They're interested in real estate. They came on into that open house. It might be like a long-term lead. I would put that in my prospect status as well, right? Someone who is in a credit repair program or just isn't competitive in today's market. And so, for them, it's going to be more like a year or two before they buy a house, right? I don't want to forget them. I have them in my prospects. I have them on, like probably a property alert, probably a market report. I don't forget them. But I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch, right? We don't count our escrows before they close. So those are my prospects. That's different from my new leads. My new leads, I don't really know anything about them yet. They usually come in from like an ad. And so the difference between a prospect and a new lead is it's really common for someone to click on a real estate ad and not even realize they did it, right? I saw a pretty picture, so I clicked on it. Or, hey, that's my neighbor's house, and I clicked on it. So I'm not really interested in real estate, but now I'm in here as a new lead. That's okay. You're not interested in real estate at all. I'm going to put you in my sphere. You might be interested in the future. Cool. No worries. I'm putting you in my prospect, right? With my new leads, it's all about connecting as quickly as possible to build a relationship. It's all about going on like your fact finding mission and kind of figuring out what they need. Now, most agents don't reach out more than like 4 times, right? We just don't. We get busy. If they don't respond to me right away, I get discouraged. And that is where a smart campaign comes in, because it takes care of the emails, it takes care of the text messages. You just need to do your calls, right? And so if you're doing your phone calls, it's going to keep you on track to build that connection with that person. Now, once you have that connection, they become an active lead. An active lead is something like, I don't want mass communication going out. Like, I'm not just sending out a mass email to see who bites. I'm not on a fact finding mission anymore. I know your needs and I just want to make sure you don't forget me, right? This is where like a task reminder, just making sure I don't forget you comes into place. Then I start showing you houses, you become my client, or I list your home, you become my client. I don't really need any reminders there. We enter into contract, so offers and counter offers, and then we close out our deal, where I'll then spend the next year congratulating you on your new home, asking for referrals and testimonials and things like that before I put you back into my sphere. So that's how kvCORE thinks about your leads and your contacts. Now, I know I said today was not going to be training, and that was a little bit training-ish, but I just wanted to get your feet wet on how kvCORE labels your leads and your contacts. Don't worry, definitely going to go over this a couple more times as we go through our training system. Yeah, great question, Sarah. So do these people have to create a login in kvCORE for us to be able to track their activity? So this person, Jenna, she did register on my agent website. So I can see system source, she came from my website, and specifically she came from my Facebook business page. So I made a squeeze page, which is one of those free lead generation tools. It's like you put a link out on, I put a link onto my Facebook business page and I said, hey, if you want to look at this specific type of home, click here and let's look at those homes together. So that's what Jenna did. She clicked on that link. She looked at a list of homes on my website, and then she registered to become a lead. Throughout that time, I then put her on a new lead smart campaign and property alerts. Actually, I didn't do it. kvCORE did that for me. And then throughout time, I nurtured her. I did my work. I did my calls and my tasks. ignore this past new one, right? And then, warmed her up from a new lead. Then she started talking to me into active lead. She went back into prospect for a variety of reasons before she bumped forward again. That's fine. She's going to kind of move around and do all of those things. And because she came in from one of those lead sources, that's exactly why I can track her, right? I'm sending her search alerts through my kvCORE site. So that's why I can see what properties she's looking at. That's why I can see what she's doing, and I can manage that all from here. In one of our training sections, we're going to talk about, one, how you can generate leads just like this, and also two, how you can bring your current leads and contacts into the system, right? We're going to do that on our third and final section together, because our next section, section 2, you're going to get you used to the system, putting in a couple test people like yourself, a spouse, a family member, so you can practice editing their name and adjusting their property alerts, getting you comfortable with the system. And then our third session together, we're going to okay, now let's drop all of your contacts that you already have in here and let's start getting new people for you. So this is your intro. We're going to keep going through all the stuff here. Next week, we're going to dive into, okay, let's get comfortable. Let's push the buttons. Christina said something about active lead. I need clarification. Let's talk that through. And then our third session, now that we're comfortable, let's drop people in. Let's get our sphere in. Let's get our active leads in. Let's get our past clients in, So that's kind of the flow of training. So great question, Sarah. So here with Jenna, I have my history with her. I have properties she's ever looked at. I have all the market reports she's ever been sent in kvCORE. I have a log of all the phone calls I've ever made in kvCORE. So it's giving me a really complete lead details, right? This is our lead detail record or our lead detail module. So I can see all this history. I can also communicate with her, right? So Jenna, she's closed. I could still call my close people, but if I want to call her, I can do that from here. If I want to send her a quick text from my smart number, I can do that from here. If I want to send her a core video, I can do that. Now, core video, I want to point out to you because every single person has the free version, okay? It says upgrade to pro. We'll talk about that in a second. But every single person has this free version, which means that I can open this recorder and I can send Jenna a video message. If you have heard about BombBomb, we partnered with BombBomb. They power this solution for us. So I can open this recorder. I can say, hey, Jenna, it was great catching up with you last week. I hope you have a great weekend. Talk to you soon, and send that on its way, right? And that's one video message. I get to do 10 of those every calendar month, right? So I just sent one to Jenna. Maybe I'm going to go to my CRM, right? Look at all of my leads and contacts. I can see that there. And so maybe now I'm going to go to Wanda, right? Maybe I'm just randomly picking people. There can also be a method to the madness, which I do recommend. But now I'm going to say, okay, Wanda, I don't have a phone number. So I want to make sure that I'm sending core videos to her so that way she can hear my voice and quicker build rapport. Right. So I open my recorder. Hey, Wanda, I'm showing some houses in your neighborhood. Let me know if you want me to drop off a CMA to learn about the value of your home. Right. So something specific to build rapport. That's the free version. Every single person on this call has that free version. I could do 10 videos each month that I record individually. So single use. Now, if you do the premium or the pro version, remember I said there's marketplace items and they're kind of like the dessert menu, right? They're there. You have a complete meal without it, but sometimes I want that chocolate cake, right? It was pie day the other day, made some key lime pie, delicious. So maybe this is the dessert that I want. This is the extra toppings to a tool that I really want to utilize. So this pro version, this premium version, $30 a month. And instead of only using 10, you get unlimited video messages. Instead of them being single use, meaning I have to record and send as I go, I can record a video library. Instead of sending them one person at a time, I can mass send them. I can add them into my smart campaigns. I can even use my mobile app to send them. So pretty cool. This is definitely one of those add-ons that I'm a huge fan of because we build rapport so much quicker when someone can hear our voice And then a step up from that is when they can see our body language. Like I talk a lot with my hands. I'm sorry, my camera's broken. You can't see my body language right now, but you would see how excited I am about Core Video, right? So that is an add-on, but you have that free version or that pro version, depending on whatever fits your business needs. Right, so lots of details in here with my history with Wanda. I can see my timeline. That's what I'm looking at right now. I can adjust her along the client journey, right? So an active lead, I'm following up with her on a regular basis. I get these check-in reminders because I'm taking charge of my communication. And then when she's ready to be a client with me, I just move her over and it changes my action plan, my smart campaigns. Right, so again, we're going to go over this more in depth in the next few weeks. So anything you missed, no worries there. We are absolutely going to be going more in depth and reviewing this for sure. Yeah, if you have like a GoDaddy website, you can forward your GoDaddy domain into kvCORE. So Rochelle, exactly. You already have rochelletownsend.com. If you go to GoDaddy, you can forward that domain to then go to your kvCORE site. So absolutely you can do that. You can definitely have, so pushing reviews to kvCORE or from kvCORE, not right now, but there is a testimonial page in here for sure that you can add testimonials to. So you can have a testimonial page on kvCORE as well. And yeah, we do get listings straight from the MLS. So all active listings from the MLS that you're a part of, you'll be able to see those in this listing section. So let's say I don't want someone on an automated property alert. Right? Maybe I want to come in here. Maybe they're really specific about what they're looking for. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to filter for an area, and I'm going to even draw it on a map. Like they're really, really specific about where they want to live. Like they want to live for some reason right around this airport. It's a tiny airport. It doesn't make much noise, but let's just say that that's where they want to live. So I'm going to apply that selection and apply that filter. Right? I was just going to say, I don't even know if there is any inventory right there. But, if I want to do something more tailored, get a smaller list, a very specific list, or if I want to send just this house and then just that house, I can email just those two to someone. So I can do that. I can even come in here and let's say I'm going to reverse prospect. Maybe I don't have any listings of my own, but I got a ton of buyers, right? That sounds like this market right now. So I'm going to say, okay, look at this brand new listing. Let's click on it. And let's see if I have any matching buyers, right? kvCORE is just going to tell me based on the search alerts that my contacts have, do I have anyone who matches this listing, right? And I can kind of go the other way around. Right? I didn't have any, so it wasn't the best example, but let's look at 15 Roberto Place, see if I have any matching buyers. Same thing. I can see, do I have anyone who might be interested in it? Maybe I'm going to send them an email or a text that'll be over there, different things like that. So lots of cool stuff that you can do here. As I'm going through, I can see I've got my listings, I've got my marketing section. So in my marketing, lots of ways, we've been talking about ways you're going to work the system, right? You're making phone calls, you're sending emails, you're doing this work. You might be saying like, okay, Christina, but you said a lot was automated. That's where my marketing comes in. So I've got search alerts, right? If I want a specific lead source, like maybe I want everyone that comes from a specific Facebook ad that I make, if I want them on a specific search alert, I can do that. If I want everyone who goes to a landing page that I create, if I want them on a specific search alert, I can do that. So I can kind of set that up for them. If I want to schedule out a mass email, like maybe I want to do a monthly newsletter, I can schedule it from here. If I want to do an open house announcement and then an open house reminder, I can do that from here, right? I can get ahead of it, right? I don't have to do it the morning of or need to remember. I can just set it to get done in advance. If I want to send birthday or home ownership anniversaries, I can do that from here. If I want to know these behavioral automations, right? So remember I said kvCORE tells you about the hot behaviors, right? Things to respond to quickly. Who's saving a property? Who's looking at the same thing 3 times? Who are my hot leads I should talk to? We have our full list here in our behavioral automation, so we can know those things for you. My smart campaigns, remember those action plans? I have a whole ton in here. So I have my campaigns that are on, active, and running. I have a library where I can go and get additional campaigns. We have like 25 that we've made that might be useful for you. You can make a copy of that so it's your campaign so you can make changes and edits to it. You have templates, which are like pre-made emails and text messages and phone call conversations. So that way you can either use them individually or add them into those campaigns. Right. So for example, when I look here, if I want to look at my active buyer, right? I mentioned my active campaign. It's really simple. It's just a weekly check-in. If I want to change that and make one of these an email, I can do that. If I want to make one of them a phone call, I can do that. Right? So there are these preset systems, but you can go and put your own twist on them and personalize them to you, which I love. The ones that we've made are like, they're pretty long and pretty in depth, but you can make really quick, short ones. Like, okay, if I add this hashtag, please remove this other one if it's on there, right? Just automatic for me. Thanks. So there's lots of way that kvCORE is going to work for you to follow up with your leads and keep them warm and heat them up for you. And speaking of those leads, those are in our lead engine. So our lead engine is how you're going to drive new contacts or get your current contacts in there, right? Like my bulk import, we're going to go over that in our third section together. That's where I'm going to bring in my current hot leads or my current sphere of influence or my current prospects, right? How I'm bringing in a group of people. You can manually add people one at a time. And if that's more your jam, that's fine. For most of us though, we want to just get them all in, get them all in, get it all done and move on with our lives. So I have this bulk import and we even have a team of specialists here to kind of talk you through the process, right? So if watching the videos, you feel comfortable and confident, awesome. You don't need to talk to the specialist. You can just submit it and do it. But for those of you who have more questions, which most of us will, talk to the specialists, right? Don't do it today. You haven't even started your training. You know, in a week, if you're not comfortable, book time with the specialist, right? It's a one-on-one training or consultation, I should say, where they're going to talk to you. Okay, I'm used to labeling my contacts this way. How should I label them in kvCORE? Okay, I'm ready to do my import, but I am not ready for the system to start talking to them. How do I make sure that doesn't happen? Or I'm ready to do my import and let's hit the ground running. Let's automate, let's get it going. They can walk you through that. Let's say you want new leads, right? You can make landing pages. Landing pages are quick registration pages, and we even keep your whole history, which is cool. So that way, if you want to reuse one of these landing pages, you can. So even though I made this military discount landing page in January, I can come back and still reuse it. So for example, if I am doing, like if I have a partnership with a loan officer and we are offering a discount, right? Coming out of my commission, right? A discount for my military members. And I want more people to be taking advantage of that. That's what this is. Thank you for serving. I'd love to give back to you. Discounts for active and retired military, right? So I just need a landing page, a registration page for someone to say, yes, I'm interested. Here's my email address. Please get back to me. Now, how is someone going to find this landing page? Well, I share it out, right? I click this little share icon after I built it. I put it on Facebook. I put it on Pinterest. I put it on LinkedIn. I might make a Facebook ad for it. I might put it on make a QR code for it and put it on print advertising, right? I might do all kinds of things like that. But once someone comes in and they register here, I might put them on a specific smart campaign to give them that information. I might put them on a specific search alert to look at properties that are near the nearby military bases, right? So my lead engine is how they're registering. And then my smart campaigns and search alerts and market reports, oh my, is how I'm warming them and heating them up. Let's say I want more people interested in getting a property valuation, right? I want more sellers. Who doesn't want more sellers? So, okay, what's your home worth? Enter your address, get an instant valuation. They enter their address in, then they enter their personal information in, and now you have more sellers to follow up with. Right? So Landing pages are a great way to show off a value proposition and just say, hey, who wants this? Then let's talk about it. Squeeze pages is a great way to say, okay, who wants this specific type of listing, right? Who wants an oceanside home with an ocean view? I think it's a water view, but under $1 million, right? Let's make a squeeze page for that. And then I shared this link out in the world, right? I put it on my Facebook. I might make a Facebook ad for it. I might put it on Google, right? Make a Google ad for it, all kinds of things like that. So then now people are coming in, they're looking for a specific property, right? They're looking for those oceanside homes. So the city of Oceanside with an ocean view under $1 million, there we go. And now they have a list of things to look at, right? So lots of ways to generate leads and drive traffic in here. Now, before we get too lost in the sauce, some of you might feel like we already are. My goal today was to show you a whole lot of things, right? Now I'm going to show you how to get training, and the training is going to answer any questions that I wasn't able to get to as we were going through today. Your next step when you log in, yes, Raza, for the mass emails, there's actually not a technical limit of the max amount of mass emails. There's two ways to send mass emails. There's the Smart CRM, which limits you to 250 people at a time, but you can just go to different pages. Or if you go to that marketing and do those pre-scheduled ones, we batch it for you. So you can send it to like 1,000 people and we'll take care of batching it out in that 250 group. So good question. Yeah, no max as far as kvCORE is concerned, but we'll take care of some batch work for you. So your next step is to start the training process, which is going to answer your questions. For those of you who like to read, which I'm a reader, I like to read and then do, we have our support and training on the left-hand side, which is full of articles. So we have our support center, and I am even going to send you my absolute favorite support article right now. It's the kvCORE dictionary, because I know that I have said a lot of different terms and terminology to you today that you might want to brush up on a couple different terms. So I love this article. I recommend you can click on it now. You can also click on it when you look at the recording link, or you can go find it on your own, right? So I went support and training on the left-hand side, my support center, kvCORE dictionary, very first article there. There's lots of good stuff like, okay, how does kvCORE categorize my leads again? And if I scroll down to the bottom, how do I contact support, right? So lots of good stuff in here for you to access. Hundreds of articles. So if you're like, Christina mentioned a squeeze page and I don't really understand, type in squeeze. So we've got squeeze page builder overview, professional advertising tips. So how to use squeeze pages well, tracking results, right? So all kinds of things like that. If you have a question, you can reach out to support via this smiley face chat widget. You can email them. This is also where you can give us those feature requests, right? If you're like, oh, I wish kvCORE did XYZ, just tell us, right? There is a bot that answers first, so I'll let you know that there's a bot, and then a person picks up. The bot answers like 35% of all questions, so we've just found it's really valuable because most questions are, really straightforward. And then, you get our people, and if you need a person, you can do that too. And what I really want you to do is your kvCORE training. This course, this agent quick start. So it's front and center, top right corner, right there for you. Agent quick start course. This agent quick start is going to step by step teach you kvCORE, right? The articles, I love them, but I need some more guidance, right? I'm not just going to read 200 articles and try to figure it out that way. If I try to ask support every single question, well, I don't know what I don't know, right? So let's guide you through the learning process. When I'm in here, I've got my curriculum, and there are 4 sections. Section 1, setting up kvCORE, and Section 2, managing your context and your automation. These are the 2 that we're going to cover next week in our first session together. So you want to go through and watch the training videos for setting up kvCORE and do your action items. You want to watch the videos for managing your contacts and the automation and complete your action items. So what I mean by that, if I click show content here, there's videos to watch. This is 15 minutes of videos right here, right? If you have 15 minutes a day, or rather make 15 minutes a day, you'll have no problem getting through this, okay? So 15 minutes of videos. There's a knowledge check for you. And then there's action items. So for those of you who like those checklists, I promised you a checklist. It's right here. This tells you exactly what to do. So for example, we tell you that completing your profile is important, and then we put it on a checklist to remind you to go check in with your profile. Section 2, managing your contacts and your automation. This is where we start to get comfortable with the system and what it does, right? Okay, so what are those deal types again? And those statuses that Christina mentioned? And what are search alerts? How do I adjust them? How do they attach? And then your action items, add yourself as a test lead so you can get in there and kind of practice. Put yourself on a smart campaign, adjust a search alert for yourself, push the button so you know how to work the system. So you'll want to go through the videos for those first 2 sections and as much of the action items as you can. And as you have questions as you go, feel free to reach out to support. You can save them for next week, but don't feel like you have to. That's what support is here for. And then next week, we're going to get together and we're going to review that. Then you're going to dive into getting familiar with your website and that listing section, as well as fueling your pipeline. So that bulk import, as well as your outside sources and new leads, right? And that's going to be in our 3rd section together. So first we get comfortable and then we get new people. And that's how you're going to learn kvCORE. Same thing, there are those videos in there. There's a knowledge check and a printable action item. So the most important thing is that you get in here, start watching those videos and do those action items. And I know we covered a lot today, right? So, oh, good question, Tani. If the training videos are available on a mobile version. Honestly, no one's ever asked me that before. I don't see why not, but I would have to test that myself. So I apologize. I don't have a direct answer for you. I could tell you how to get there. So if you download the kvCORE mobile app, when you're in the app, you can look at the app view of kvCORE, or you can look at the mobile view of kvCORE. And so if you look at the mobile view, it looks just like this, and you could click the agent quick start. So I think you can, but it's honestly, no one's asked me that before. So you stumped me, which doesn't happen often. So try it out. That's what I would say. And then I'll try it out too. But I would think so, but I can't confirm 100%. So get in there, do that training, start watching those videos. Honestly, I would suggest a computer now that I think that through, because you want to be able to see the buttons. You want to be able to see what they're pushing on. So things like that. So yeah, that's a great question. I'm not 100% sure, but I would recommend a computer because there's a lot of things going on in there. I'd want to see it on a bigger screen myself personally. So thank you all for coming. I love the questions. Shows me that you're excited and then I'm excited. And so if you haven't received your welcome email yet, or if you haven't logged in yet, no worries. Chris shouted out those login directions. And remember that if you do want to change your login email to be something different, then you're going to want to reach out to Veronica and let her know. And just for ease of use, I'm going to re-chat out that login. So it's like my last thing on here. So thank you, Chris, for providing that. And it's freshly chatted out there as well. If you haven't received the welcome email, that's okay. You can just log right in, or you could reach out to probably Chris if you haven't received it yet, or Veronica. But you can just the welcome email is telling you how to log in. So we've just put the login in there, so you can use that too. So great question. All right, thank you all for coming. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Today's recording will be posted in the company announcements in 24 hours. So if you want to review it, you can. Personally, I suggest diving straight into the Agent Quick Start, right? 15 minutes a day, watch those videos, do those action items, and I'll see you all next week. Thank you.